Okay, a few more things that we can learn about class and objects. Of course, init is not the only method. You can have different methods, like there can be another print which says print details, another method which says print details, which you have defined, right? So let's say if an object calls it, you can call it with, you can take it with self, and all we have to do is an object will call this particular method, which means I need to print the details of the home electrical appliance essential is what it's given below, right? So what are they? Whichever object calls it. Now the object that calls is passed in self, so I need to print that particular object's name, usage, and cost. So I need to say the name of the appliance, or just say name for now, name colon self dot name. I need to print usage colon self dot use, whatever is that object. I need to print price of the object is going to be self dot price. These are a few things that you can always print. So if I create my first object, I'll just create my three objects. This is my OB3, this is my OB2, and this is my OB1. I create my three objects. Okay, and I need to say OB1 dot, I can call this method print details, right? I can call the print details, OB1 dot print details, right? Now when I call it and I say enter, it says the details of the home electrical essential is, name is bulb, usage is lighting, price is $2, right? Now if you want, I can even say the dollars out here by saying price is self dot price, comma, or I can say self dot price plus, I can make it as $1 out. I can put $1, and over here I just need to convert this into an string. So I need to say str of self dot price. Okay, so function F5. So now if I create my OB1, my OB2, and my OB3, I could say OB1 dot print details would print it like this. The details of the home electrical appliances, name is bulb, usage is lighting, price is $2. I could use the printing statement in a different fashion, that's all, right? So these are a few things that you can always do. Okay, let's say for example, by chance, I want to make a count of how many electrical appliances that I need to fit up in a room. Okay, how many electrical appliances are there? I need to have a count of them. Okay, I need to have a count, which means whenever an object is created, I need to increment my count automatically, one after the other. Basically what I want to do is, let's see once again what I want to do. When I don't create any object, what should be my count of electrical appliances? 0. But when I create my first object, my count should become 1. When I create my second object, my count should become 2. But this count attribute, or this count particular property, this count, should it be related to the object or should it be related to the class? If it is related to the object, when no object is created, where will I store the count is equal to 0? Are you able to understand? If there is no object at all created, but I still want the count to be 0, which means count is not a variable or not an attribute of a particular object, but it is an attribute of the class itself, right? So let me say it as home electricals dot home electricals, that is the class name. In that class name, I'm going to create something called as count. for that particular class. And I'm going to define it as, let me call it as 0. And I say enter. Home electricals dot count is equal to 0. The initial value is 0. Now I create my object 1. When I create my object 1, I should increment my home electricals dot count. I should increment my this count by plus equal to, I should increment by 1. So now if I print my home electricals dot count, if I print that, it will tell me it is 1. When I create my object 2, I should again increase this count by 1. Basically, I need to execute this line again. But this I am doing it manually. I want this to be done automatically. My count has incremented by 1 more. But I don't want to do it manually. I want to do it automatically. Whenever an object is created, my count should increment. Which means I need to redefine my class. I need to define, let me call as a variable which is there outside in the class itself, but outside the methods. Let me call a variable and make it as 0. Count variable and make it as 0. So that's the initial value of the count. But whenever an object is created of home electricals, which method is called? Init method is called. In the init method, I need to increase the value of the count by 1. I cannot say self.count, but I should say what? Home electricals dot count plus equal to 1. Home electricals dot count plus equal to 1. Save it and run it. Now when I say OB1 is equal to home electricals, and if you want to print, what is your home electricals dot count? It is 1. The minute I create my second object, what is my home electricals dot count? It is 2. I have 2 objects with me already. If I create my third object and if I say home electricals dot count, it says 3, right? So my count is getting automatically incremented whenever an object is created, whenever the init method is called. Now comes the question, sir, by chance, if one of the objects one of the bulbs gets spoiled, I want to delete that particular object. Let's say the bulb gets spoiled. I want to remove OB1. When I delete it, okay, I can no longer access OB1, __dict __. It will tell me name OB1 is not defined, OB1 is no longer there. But can I do something like where I say OB1? No, I just want to seek the count once again. Home electricals dot count, it is still 3. Has it changed? No, it has not changed. Home electricals dot count, it has not changed. It has remained 3 even though one of my objects was deleted. Now that means I should redefine my class such that whenever an object is deleted, my count should decrement by 1. There is a method which can be called up by default. That method is called as, instead of print details, I need to have a method just like the init method. I have another method which I can redefine called as del method, __del __. Again, self is going to be passed. The object is going to be passed, which is going to be deleted. All I need to do is I need to go to this home electricals dot count and I need to decrement it by 1. That's all I need to do. Function F5, create my OB1. You can check the count. Create my OB2. You can check the count once again. Create my OB3. You can check my count. Let me delete OB1. Let me check the count. It's 2. Yeah, that's good. If I delete my OB2, what is the count? That's 1. Now if I delete the one and only object, ob3, what will be my count? Again, 0. So these are a few things that we need to check up. We need to say these are the objects which are created, these are the objects which need to be destroyed, and so on. Hope that is very clear. Now, with this, we have completed quite a lot of classes and objects and understanding them. But we still have a small problem. The problem that we have is, let's say, for example, if I create my object, let's say ob1, I created this particular object. Okay. Now, what happens? What is the home electricals dot count? It's 1. But what if somebody from outside, he makes a change like this? Home electricals dot count. Somebody says it is 10. Some guy who handles the inventory, he does some manipulation and he makes it 10. Oh, then what will be the home electricals dot count? Will it change? Oh yes, it changed. Do you want that to happen from outside? No, it should not happen. In that case, you should define this count variable in a class as a private variable by putting an underscore before it. An underscore is always put before a variable in order to make it private to a particular class. Which means you can access this underscore count only within the class. You cannot access it outside the class. You can access it only within the class. You cannot access it outside the class. Okay. So within the class, where can you access it? Where is the count there? There are 2 counts out here. One here and one here.